1999 was a big year for me. Well, no, not really. Not much happens when you're 6. There isn't much experiment for a new kid in a conservative family in Florida. When I was younger, I was quite sheltered. This meant no horror movies, no late night TV past 12, and D&D was meant for people with no lives and out of touch with reality. Now, my family isn't crazy or anything. I did have fun outlets, like video games. I owned just about every mainstream console there was at that time. My very first console in 1999 was my PlayStation. I had all the cool games like Spyro, Final Fantasy VII, Tomb Raider, Crash Bandicoot, etc. However, on one fateful day, one single game slipped through the parental figure's radar and changed my gaming life forever: Silent Hill. It's been so long since this game came out. I'm sure everyone knows the premise by now. You play as Harry Mason, who's just an average guy. He's just trying to have an average vacation with his average daughter in an average town with an average knife-wielding monsters. Oh wait. Things aren't quite so average anymore when Harry accidentally runs his car off the road while driving to the quaint town of Silent Hill. Suddenly, his daughter Cheryl is gone, and like any good adventure game, the search is on. Well, you can try to search, but really it's more of you moseying around in the opposite direction that is causing your radio to fill your heart with dread. Really, you're just running like a bitch until you do something right that triggers the siren that hurls you into the other world. I find the gameplay of Silent Hill to be relatively good. Even after all this time, to me, it's still suspenseful and haunting. The fog is still eerie. The sound of Harry's feet running against the pavement still echoes in my mind. However, it can still be a little slow at times, and the plot a little unfulfilling. This made me feel a little unenthused at the requirement of repeat playing to see all 4 endings. It was needed though, as it took those several playthroughs to understand exactly what was happening in the story. The graphics. It's so hard to talk about the graphics of the game that came out so long ago. To a 6-year-old, it seems hard that anything could get better than this. The fact is, for its time, it was a graphically above average game, but looking back on it today, it's definitely not what I remembered it to be. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. The textures are very basic, so it's difficult to tell if the walls are covered in blood or just rust, which adds to the fear of being stuck in the other world. It's definitely a game that's aided by the imagination, which is really easy with the incredible atmosphere that still gives me chills to this day. The Silent Hill series is definitely one of my favorites, and while Silent Hill 1 will always have a special place in my heart, it's definitely not the best in the series. It's absolutely worth a play if you're new to the series and ready to lay down the foundation of the scary new gaming addiction. Silent Hill gets an 8.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.